Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Not So Civil Engineers, and welcome to our March 2026 mini episode. I'm your host, Maggie Rodriguez.
And I'm your host, Sam Moriarty.
Today, we're going to do a little March Madness spin-off where we've made a few brackets of just random things that we want to talk about. Let's share it.
All right. The first bracket that we're going to talk about are pop girls, and thinking of all of the divas that we have grown up listening to that cross multiple generations, and really just who would we want to be friends with? I think the first group of pop girls that we could look at are sort of the cultural titans. Beyonce, Rihanna, Britney Spears, Lady Gaga. These are women whose music has transcended multiple generations. Those are ladies that we can relate with, our moms can relate with. So first up to bat, Beyonce versus Rihanna. Maggie,
Listen,
what do you
I'm going to
think?
give my opinion, Rihanna. I would rather be friends with Rihanna than Beyonce.
And why?
Beyonce has gotten to the point where she just feels a little bit like standoffish almost. She's so far like out of the limelight and everything that I don't know. I just don't have any sort of connection to Beyonce at this point. I mean, I guess I'm not deeply connected to Rihanna either, but I just feel like Rihanna has been just a little bit more real in the past several years, like at least what she presents to the media.
I agree with that. I think Rihanna is much more down to earth, and I think lives, a relatively like normal life, is more authentic around, her family and being super proud of having her family.
Yeah. All right, next up, Britney Spears versus Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. I'm sorry, I love Britney, but I love Lady Gaga so much. I have always considered myself a little monster, and I'm obsessed with her new album, and I just think it's so brilliantly written. There were so many songs that I was even relating them to other pop artists that I listened to, and I love her interviews and just really like love her.
See, I think I'd rather be friends with Britney Spears. First off, because I want to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what the dances are about. I want to know if she is like free. I want to know what's up in like a very real way. I also feel like she really needs people in her corner.
Yes, that's very true. That's very true.
Lady Gaga, I don't think needs any more people in her corner. So I'm Team Britney on this one.
Okay, I think we have to rock, paper, scissors, shoot for our bracket.
Okay, I'm Britney, you're Lady Gaga. Ready? Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, we got the same. Let's try again. Rock,
paper, scissors, shoot.
No. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. We're on the same wavelength. Okay. Last one.
Right, here we go.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right, she got me. She killed my paper.
Problem is with us disagreeing on any of these is that it kind of sets up the next rung of the bracket. But, true.
Okay.
All right, the next category, you labeled Gen Z, which I kind of disagree with because Doja Cat is definitely mid-30s.
I know, but like Gen Z is the group I think that listens to her the most.
Oh, are you just thinking more like recent music?
Yes.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So our first Gen Z showdown is between Dua Peep, aka Dua Lipa, and Doja Cat. So Sam, what do you think?
Okay. I love Dua Lipa's music, but I think Doja Cat is so interesting, and I want to get into her brain and just see what's going on there. I think she's very outspoken to the media on things that she cares about, and I respect that. I love people who are 10 toes down on everything that they believe in. And I know that the music industry has put her through the ringers, and that's why I would like to be her friend.
I agree. I like Dua Lipa's music. I don't think we'd be friends. So, Doja Cat it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, Olivia Rodrigo, Billie Eilish. I have to say, Billie Eilish is like an out of the park, like easy answer for me here.
Absolutely. Yeah. She's so cool, and I would want Phineas to be there too.
I really like Phineas, at least in terms of music. I don't know much about celebrities, like their actual personalities and lives. So I don't know really if I like anyone that much, but I like his music.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Billie Eilish, I really like her music. I don't think she would want to be friends with me. She seems very chill.
She's so chill.
Yeah.
But we need more chill friends because
Yeah, but that
the
doesn't
not
mean
chill friends.
that doesn't mean they need us.
That's true. That's true. But I would hope that they would want to be friends with us. But I think Billie is super cool, stylish. I love her eyes. No, that's really weird. And you shouldn't like friendship should not be based off of physical traits.
Sam is only friends with people who have beautiful eyes.
That's right. That's very true. That's very true. I think I'm just fangirling rather than like thinking about genuine friendship, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. Next up.
All right.
Sam.
Next
go
category
ahead.
we have are the era builders, which is kind of ironic considering the woman like in this category. Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, Lorde, and Kesha. I think that each one of these women really stands out in their genre of music and have had like banger after banger. They also like help build eras. Like I think about girls my age, specifically with Kesha, and like when Kesha was so big, like what the makeup was and like the fashion. So,
oh yeah.
The first duo, Ariana and Taylor Swift. Maggie, what do you think?
Girl, I don't want to be friends with either of them. Like I was looking at this one, I was like, how am I going to answer this? I do not want to be friends with either of them.
Yeah.
So this one's going to be up to you.
Okay. I am a huge Swiftie, but Taylor gives me the same energy that like you said about Dua, where I don't think Taylor Swift would want to be my friend. Like I don't think I'm artistic enough, and I don't think I'm
Yeah,
cool
but
enough.
Ariana, come on, biggest diva of our generation.
She is a diva. She is a huge diva.
I think
I
we
guess-
have to choose Taylor.
Yeah, you know what? I
Like
agree.
lesser of two evils. Whoever wins here is gonna crush Taylor in the next round, so it's
Yes.
fine. Okay, Lorde versus Kesha.
I would want to be friends with Lorde. I feel like Lorde and I are maybe at a more similar point in our lives than Kesha. Actually, I don't even know how old Lorde is. How old?
I think she's late 20s.
She's 29. She's 29.
Okay. Yeah. See, I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking Kesha at this point's a little more settled down. Lorde also, like from what I remember from like 2014, 2016 era Tumblr, Lorde's like pretty freaky as a person.
But that's like, I think I need more freaky friends. I think I need some more weirdo friends because
but that's
freaking
what you said
weirdo.
about like Taylor Swift thinking you're not artistic enough. That's how I feel about Lorde. Like I am not artsy enough to be friends with Lorde.
But I feel like Lorde would like make me do stuff with her. You know, like she would be like, let's go finger paint. That's a really horrible example. But like maybe there's drugs involved. I don't know. Like maybe it's let's go do a bunch of LSD and then finger paint.
Is that something you want?
Something I'd be open to.
Because like I feel like Kesha is just kind of like a take people as they are kind of gal. And
Yeah.
that's more my speed.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give this one to you. Let's
Thank
go
you.
with Kesha.
I've convinced you. All right. Lastly, the club girlies.
This
The
one's gonna be-
girlies we're hearing these days when we go out, which is for me, never. But good thing Sam made this bracket.
This one's going to be really tough for me. I'm not going to lie, because I love all of these women so much. I feel like I know who I want to see like move forward. Actually, I'm actually very curious, Maggie, like what you will say about these club girlies.
Okay, well, fine. Charlie XCX versus Chapel Roan. Probably Charlie. I'm gonna go Charlie. She seems a little bit more chill. Chapel Roan's a little bit seems like one of those people that if you weren't as liberal and progressive as her, she would think you were a Nazi. You know, like
Right.
the type where it's like, if you're not posting on Facebook every day about this, then you don't care, do you? And it's like, nope, just, have other stuff going on in my life. So I'm going to go with Charlie.
I also wanted Charlie to
Okay.
win. I'm obsessed with her newest album. I fully embrace Brat Summer. And I also saw a recent Graham Norton interview with her, and she was talking about her husband, or her husband loves to cook. And she was like, I don't cook. Why bother? He loves being in there. He's right where he wants to be. Why am I going to do that? And I relate to that on a very deep level because Ian loves to cook, and I just get out of his way. It's what makes him happy.
I was cooking dinner tonight, and Juan had said he was going to make white chicken chili today. And I was like, sick. We got all the ingredients. I'm in the kitchen cooking this white chicken chili, and I said, hold on. How did I end up doing this? Then I realized he's in the other room with the kids. And I was like, I can complain, or I can keep not having to entertain 2 children alone. So I was like, I think I'm going to keep cooking. Yeah.
That's really fair. That's really fair.
All right, next round, Sabrina Carpenter versus Zara Larson.
Okay. So Sabrina reminds me of Polly Pocket. You know, like if Taylor Swift is a Barbie, Sabrina Carpenter is a Polly Pocket, and Zara Larson is a Winx. Like she's like a fairy.
And Charlie XCX is a Bratz doll.
Yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes.
And Chapel Roan's like a fucked up Cabbage Patch Kid.
No, what are those a groovy girl? I think Chapel Roan's a groovy girl.
I don't know what a groovy girl is.
My God, come on.
Oh, was it that cartoon with like the long legs?
No, groovy girls are dolls.
I don't know what that is.
Look up a groovy girl, because literally one of them looks like Chapel Roan.
I guess I recognize those. Feel like those are popular at Goodwill.
Yeah. They're making a comeback though.
Are they? All right, well, who is it?
Well, anyways.
Sabrina Carpenter or Zara Larson?
Zara.
Yeah, agreed.
I want a little Twinks in my life. Twinks?
I want a little twink in my life.
It's a fairy. I don't need
Sam loves the
I
Twinks.
love the Twinks. I love the Twinks. I think I've been watching too much Heated Rivalry.
You watched it again?
4th time.
Oh
I
my
love
God.
That show.
My God, it's a good thing
What's
I don't have
wrong with
HBO. No, yeah, Sabrina Carpenter, kind of same deal as Ariana Grande for me. Too diva. Like I'm not into it.
I love Sabrina. I just think I like Zara more. I also like Zara's music. Just puts me in a good mood every time I hear it.
All I can say is Sabrina Carpenter and Ariana Grande are not people who would ever text first. And I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. All right, next round.
Okay.
Back to Cultural Titans. Rihanna versus Britney Spears.
Rihanna.
Yeah, agreed. Britney, I love you. Maybe Rihanna can be your friend. All right, Gen Z. Doja Cat versus Billie Eilish. This is a tough one.
This is a really tough one. Because I think, like, to your point about not feeling like Sabrina would text first, I think Doja would. I think Doja would be very thoughtful and intentional with making plans, or just calling to like check in, like random FaceTime.
Agree. Okay, let's move Doja forward. I agree with you. All right, next round. We don't even need to talk about this one. We are not even talking about this one.
Taylor Swift.
By far, yeah.
Interesting that the photos that I put in for the
they're so similar.
They're so similar.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, final Club Girls, Charlie XCX versus Zara Larson. I'm gonna say Charlie.
I'm also gonna say Charlie.
Okay.
I love her.
We're in the
final 4
semi-final. All right, our left side, we've got Rihanna versus Doja Cat. This is one where I feel like Rihanna would be really cool to hang out with, but like you said, I think that Doja would be a better friend, like actual friend.
I think I have to agree with that. I want Rihanna to be my friend so badly, but I feel like Doja is the more realistic choice. Mm-hmm. And also, like Rihanna, I think you and Rihanna would definitely just have more in common.
Yeah, probably.
With motherhood. But Rihanna, I'll come to Barbados and hang out with you, girl.
I mean, same. I would go to the tropics and hang out with almost anyone.
No
Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande. Let's go to Barbados. Not really. I don't want to hang out with you guys. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Right side, we've got Kesha versus Charlie.
Charlie wins
agree.
for me.
Charlie. This final matchup is going to be tough.
Oh.
Okay, we've got Doja versus Charlie for the final.
I think that Charlie could commit to the bit. I love the movie that is coming out, the Brat mockumentary, because you see all these artists like making documentaries. Like, we can be honest, Taylor Swift and her multiple like Eras Tour documentaries, and how just kind of insane it was for her to like release that. Granted, I think there was some good intention behind it of making it accessible to people who couldn't go to the Eras Tour, which I love. However, I think what Charlie did with her mockumentary is just kind of funny, and therefore I think you could like feed off of each other's banter and laugh a lot.
Okay, yeah, this is where I get to a struggle because I don't know celebrities' personalities that well.
Mm-hmm.
So is your final answer Charlie?
Well, all right, let me now give an argument for Doja Cat.
Well, you already gave a great argument for Doja over Billy.
Yes, this is
I agreed with that wholeheartedly. And so that's like making me want to choose Doja, but also I don't really know that much about Charlie XCX.
Mm-hmm. Well, Charlie XCX is married to the drummer of the 1975, which is Matty Healy's, band.
Yeah.
I know Charlie's a party girl.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Doja as my final pick.
You know what? I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree. Like, as much as I think Charlie would commit to the bit, I think like something that I would value more is someone who would be really good about making plans and reaching out and checking in.
Agree. Doja.
Congratulations.
Woo!
Doja Cat.
Doja Cat wins.
Love you.
Our pop girl bracket.
That is it for our pop girlies.
Our second and final bracket for the evening, because we were going to do 3, but that took so long that this won't be a mini episode anymore if we do 3.
Correct.
Is going to be TV comfort shows. I have some strong opinions on these, actually. So get ready.
Okay.
More than I did with Pop Girls.
Because I feel like there are some of these that I never watched. So I'm going to.
There are also a couple of these that I've never watched. But I think we'll make it work. I think that we watch very different shows, so I think that we'll fill in the gaps for each other. We have classics, old shows that everybody knows, everybody's heard of. We have sitcom mockumentary, which, I was going to do just mockumentary. Turns out we didn't have enough on our list, so it became sitcom / mockumentary. Then we have potpourri, kind of everything that was left, all in that section. And then we have Netflix, very popular Netflix shows. So let's get started with classics. Sam, what do you think of Friends versus Full House? Very different vibes, but 2 iconic shows.
Very iconic shows. I think Friends is a really great way to summarize getting through college and entering young adulthood. And I really, really love that. I've also been told that I'm like a smart Phoebe. So because of that reason, I like Friends better than Full House. But the premise behind Full House and, a single dad with his friends raising a bunch of girls, like, I think is really wholesome. But I'm going to have to go with Friends.
So I'm not a Friends watcher. And Full House is something that I haven't watched in like at least a decade, but I watched it a lot growing up. So like in terms of comfort, I think that is there, but I think that Friends gets this one purely because of like how many people turn to it as a comfort show and like how common it is. And also I think it's funny that you said it's like the great representation of like your 20s, because if I had a show that was a great representation of my 20s, it would be called No Friends. I didn't live with friends. Like I lived on my own starting when I was 21 and then like lived with my husband, but like I haven't lived with friends since college. So it's just funny you say that. You're like, "Oh, it's the classic experience of your 20s." And I'm like, "Is it?" That must be nice. All right, well, Friends wins that one. Friends takes it. Next one, another kind of out of left field pairing. We've got Sex and the City versus Seinfeld. Personally, for me, Sex and the City takes it, just because I don't really rewatch that many things, but I have watched Sex and the City more than once, and I love the movies. I've rewatched those a lot. So for me, it goes to Sex and the City.
I agree with that. To be honest, never really found Seinfeld that funny. So because of that, Sex and the City wins.
Fair enough. All right. Sam, take it away for sitcom mockumentary.
All right. The first lineup for sitcom and mockumentary: The Office versus Parks and Rec. This is a difficult one for me. I feel like so many people love The Office, but this isn't about the people. This is about me.
Yeah.
And I love Little Sebastian. And I think Parks and Rec makes me laugh so hard. And I love the bloopers. I just love that show. I love Leslie Nope. That's
Leslie
it for
Nope.
me. Leslie Nope.
The
love her.
Twinks. Leslie Nope. No, same. I think The Office deserves, a thumbs up for how many people love it and watch it constantly. But for me, it's Parks and Rec every time over The Office. I love Parks and Rec. I think it's so funny. I also think I just am a bigger fan of a lot of the cast, so that makes a difference for me. Next up, we have Jane the Virgin versus Schitt's Creek. This one for me is a really difficult pairing. I love both of these shows so much. But if I'm imagining a comfort show, I'm imagining like I go to a hotel room, I'm trying to like settle in and just like chill. What do I want to put on? I think I would go with Jane the Virgin. That might be a little bit out of left field, but I love both of those shows. So it's really tough that they are in the first round against each other.
Yes. I personally have not watched much of Jane the Virgin. I've definitely caught a couple episodes like here and there. Schitt's Creek, though, that's a show that I have watched multiple times. And I think too, recently we lost Catherine O'Hara, and she is such an iconoclast, honestly, like in the like movie and television world. And I also think Eugene Levy are so hilarious, and this was just a brilliant show that they came up with. So that would be.
Well, I'm easy to sway on this one because I love both of them. So we can move Schitt's Creek forward because like I didn't have like a super strong opinion between the two of them. Love both of them.
All right, next section, potpourri. First pairing, Shameless versus Love is Blind. Very, very, very different.
I'm going Love is Blind. I love it. I love the drama.
I think it's, reality TV. And I think a lot of people like reality TV in terms of comfort and like just throw it on in the background. Shameless for me personally is a little triggering,
stressful, and like it's not a relaxing show. And for me, like a comfort show is like a relaxing show.
Like my dad has once said that he and Frank would be friends. I watched the first couple seasons. I was like, oh my God.
We're done here.
I was like,
we're done.
Are we back in time? No, a little bit, maybe. Love is Blind. Love is Blind
moves forward in the ranks. All right, next up is Grey's Anatomy versus Futurama. I'm gonna be real here. I'm not a Grey's gal. Last time I watched an episode was probably 15 to 20 years ago because my mom and my sister watched it, and I would just like sit in the living room with them while they watched it. But I don't watch Grey's Anatomy. And like I have watched Futurama, I think more than once. Actually, they're still making it. Hulu bought Futurama and started making new seasons, and I started watching them, but now I don't have Hulu. But I'm going to go with Futurama. If I'm like clicking through a TV guide in a hotel room, I'm going to turn on Futurama over Grey's.
Yeah, I would say kind of similar to Shameless, Grey's Anatomy being a medical drama. There is a lot of stress and heartbreak. Shonda does a great job at making shows like that, but that's not giving me comfort. Futurama, I've seen it. I think it's great.
I mean, there are some episodes that are really sad or like emotional, but it's not something you really have to like think about. You don't have to like emotionally invest most of the time. Yeah, agree. But there are so many people who like have watched all 8 episodes of Grey's Anatomy 15 times. But it's not my show. Our final section are the Netflix big hitters. So our first pairing is Bridgerton versus The Summer I Turned Pretty.
I love the Bridgerton universe. I think every season has been so unique, and I love the character development that I see through each of the characters versus The Summer I Turned Pretty. I feel like it's a trope that's been done before, so I'm not sold on it.
I have never watched a single episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I feel like it's a little bit too young adult for me, like kind of like the teenage drama type stuff. Even though like I guess someone was getting married in the last
Yeah, I
season.
guess
So
they're
like
older, but it started when they were young, which I also think, I don't know, like I think I'm too old for child romances.
yeah, agreed. I would go with Bridgerton. Even though like it's not something I really have rewatched. I really liked it when I watched it. And I will say this season 4, I haven't finished it yet. I'm still on the last few episodes. But they recaptured my interest after season 3 kind of made me like, okay, are we really doing this again? Season 4 has revived my interest
the
in
ante.
Bridgerton. Yeah. So let's move Bridgerton forwards to the quarterfinal. Our
All right.
final pairing, Emily in Paris versus Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh my God, Kimmy is so funny and just kind of like, she is smart, but she's so ditzy and she's too optimistic is honestly like
But
what
it
comes
always
down
does
to.
work out.
It does. Versus like Emily in Paris. We talked about pop girlies earlier and divas. Emily in Paris is definition diva.
Yeah, agree. I like Emily in Paris. I'll watch it. I'll watch any new seasons they put out, but it's not something I like will probably ever rewatch until maybe like a decade from now I'll rewatch it. But Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, I think I will turn back to sooner than that.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Let's move her up.
All right, Kimmy.
Let's go, Kimmy.
All right, quarterfinals. Friends versus Sex in the City.
I'm going to go Sex in the City.
I love Woman. Move them. Samantha, we are very different. I am not like that Samantha at all.
You are a Miranda. I'm sorry.
Miranda?
But I'm sorry to tell you, this is also coming from another Miranda. So I do think that she is the most like realistic character. Nobody wants to be a Carrie. Nobody wants to be a Charlotte. Charlotte just has a stick up her butt.
She's very high
Samantha,
strung.
I'd be a Samantha, but like it's just not me.
I don't have the confidence. To be Samantha, but
I don't have the lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm busy being married with kids. But yeah, so sadly that's what makes me a Miranda. What makes you a Miranda is your like career focus. So we're both Mirandas. I just really wish they'd done something else with her hair because it really elongates an already very long neck.
I agree with that, but
she got the short end of the stick. All right,
not
next
the stick
category.
that's up. Sorry, never mind.
Not the stick that's up Charlotte's butt.
Not the stick that's up Charlotte's butt. So, nope.
All right. Sitcom mockumentary. We have Parks and Rec versus Schitt's Creek. That's a tough lineup. Ignore the fact that Catherine O'Hara just died. Don't make that part of your thinking because I can see the pain in your eyes.
I feel like because there was this very obvious plot line of these very privileged people and you see them unlearn all of these patterns of behavior and become better people. I love that. That to me is comfort.
Yeah, I'm going to go Schitt's Creek on this one too. I know that if I saw those two in a lineup on a TV guide, I would choose Schitt's Creek.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that part of that is because like I know I can always turn back to Parks and Rec. But yeah, I love Schitt's Creek. I think it's so funny.
All right. Love is Blind versus Futurama.
That one's kind of crazy.
These
two are kind of hard to compare.
I feel like Futurama.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to go Futurama.
I think, unfortunately, the reality TV being comforting is not there for me. It's stressful.
Oh, I don't know. Because like old school Keeping Up with the Kardashians, like that's kind of a comfort show for me. When they are in the big house with like the puppy that they're hiding from Bruce. Part of what goes into this being a comfort show is that Futurama is something you can just kind of drop in on, like random episodes. Whereas Love is Blind,
you don't necessarily need context for Futurama versus Love is Blind. You miss a couple episodes, you're like, what happened?
Yeah, you're lost in the sauce. Okay, final quadrant. Bridgerton versus Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
I'm gonna pick Bridgerton because of the music. I think the music's really comforting. I love all of the instrumentals of all these, very modern songs. And I love the, like the era of time that it's written in. And it just feels, like classy and elegant.
See, I was kind of thinking the same thing as Futurama, where you can like drop in a little bit more easily on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. And it's like funny, which comfort I think aligns pretty well with being funny to me. So that leans me towards Kimmy Schmidt versus Bridgerton. But I don't feel like I have a super strong opinion between these two.
I think we do one more rock, paper, scissors.
Oh my God. Okay.
Let's do it. Ready? All right. I'm
Wait, which
Bridgerton.
one are we?
I'm
You're
Bridgerton.
Bridgerton? Rock,
Rock,
paper, scissor, shoot. What is
Okay,
that?
I win.
You're cheating. You went below. You went. Fine. Bridgerton it is. I don't care that I didn't win.
care.
I don't care. I actually didn't care at all. Okay, we've got left side Sex in the City versus Schitt's Creek.
I think Schitt's Creek.
See, like, Sex in the
Wait.
City is so comforting.
Okay, maybe I changed my mind because I do feel like there's more episode. I need to fact check myself.
There's tons of episodes of Sex in the City. Weren't there like 8 seasons
There's 94 episodes.
of Sex in the City?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they go for 100? That's
I don't
crazy.
know.
If you're at 94.
And there's 80 episodes of Schitt's Creek. Okay, so much more similar in
Yeah.
numbers than I thought.
I'm leaning Sex in the City, but again, like I pretty much every show on here that even made it to the quarterfinal, like I love.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
All right, I'll let you have this one.
Sex in the City?
Sex in the City.
Okay. Then the right side, we have Futurama versus Bridgerton. Crazy pairing.
I feel like for the sake of consistency in terms of being able to drop in and not need a lot of context, Futurama.
Futurama. Okay, I agree. I think Futurama is a great comfort show. Bridgerton, I don't think has existed long enough for me to feel like it's a comfort show, which
Yeah.
I guess you can say the same about Love is Blind.
Yeah, because like comfort for a lot of people could be nostalgia, and
Yeah.
Bridgerton's, to your point, not that old yet.
Futurama I watched in my formative years. I remember the first time I ever watched the Sex and the City movies. I torrented them on a really crappy laptop while I was still living with my parents. So I was a teenager. And there are so many sex scenes in those movies with like bare butt, nudity.
Love.
Great memories.
And because of that, Sex in the City versus Futurama, I gotta go with my girl Samantha. I think Sex in the City.
Listen, I agree. And I almost feel that way more so about the movies than the show. Have you
Mhm.
watched the movies?
No.
I
Maybe.
love them. In one, they go to Abu Dhabi. And in the other, they go to Mexico after the wedding.
Oh, okay. Oh, we have gotten through our 2 brackets of pop girlies and comfort shows. This was fun. I don't really participate in any sort of bracket sports wise. I think it would just be like throwing darts at a wall blindfolded. Like I don't know anything about sports.
I did that last year. Last year at my work, we did a bracket for college
Basketball.
I think it might have been football. And I just guessed randomly.
I think I would just go off of vibes, or if I thought the logo was pretty, or maybe I would look at a picture of the campus and be like, pretty campus.
Ooh,
You win.
beautiful. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed our silly discourse about comfort shows and pop girlies. Maybe you were screaming at your computer. Maybe you don't really care.
If you didn't know more than 5 of those pop girlies, you got to get on Spotify. You got to listen to some new music, and maybe it'll help your Spotify age not be horrendous like mine was.
If you don't know those pop girlies, then you actually do have probably some sort of issue, because I even knew those pop girlies. Most of them. There were a few of them that I don't know a lot about, but you should have seen Sam's original list. The names I had to cross off of that list. They weren't even names. They were just words. Some of them were just letters.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Renee Rapp. You don't know Renee Rapp.
I know who Renee Rapp is, but I don't listen to her. I don't listen to her music. Yeah, because all I really I know her from Broadway, and I don't follow her lore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. She's also like 26 years old. So I'm not gonna be friends with her.
Well, for all of our listeners, we will have a Spotify playlist available with all of our favorite pop girly tunes. So be on the lookout for that.
Are you making that?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, I am.
You said we will have a Spotify playlist. I said, since when?
Since when this episode airs. Pew pew.
Brother. All right. Well, I'll have to listen to that to get more up to date with Sam's favorite pop girlies because I didn't know half of them.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Check in later this month for our big episode when we talk about the invisible work of engineering. Until then, remember, keep it civil.
At least a little.
Bye.
Bye.